Finally. So now we have the all of the SRs, all 14, officially released for Series 4, and cool, I guess. Was it an issue that it got leaked? Yeah, I would say. I would say yeah, in the way of it's kind of annoying not to look forward to something, especially since this really shows where, like, you know, if they're gonna give out cards early, then it might be an issue in the future. They might not do it in the future, because this is probably a test run. Anyway, this is gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna go through all of them here, talk about their effects, and as well as the implications in play. There is a little bit of controversy with some of the cards, especially this first card here, and I'm going to talk strategy and as well as analysis a little bit there too. And in the future, I'm most likely to do another double feature as far as 10-minute shenanigans that talks about strategy and as well as deck tech with these cards. And probably the video right after this today, I'm going to be talking through all of the tournament packs and the new championship cards, which both look really good. And as well, I might talk a little bit about power creep. I may or may not do that by tomorrow, so I'll see. Anyway, definitely tune in, subscribe if you're new. If you're not, if you are already, thank you again. So the first one is 555 Super Saiyan 4 Goku. In this one, he has an EX Evolve on a Red Sun Goku GT, which is 5 or more. So that kind of targets the 3-drop critical one, the new one that evolves for 4, and as well as a couple others. So in fact, matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull it up right now just in case. All right, here we go. So this kind of took a while because Senron's layer is still being a little bit of a butt. But the actual targets here are most likely going to be this 3-drop here. It's going to be the easiest one. It's just a lot easier to get this guy out, especially since you're going to be awakened. This guy is not going to be a target, but still, you're going to be putting this guy in the deck. Not to mention that this guy has so many more options to choose out on his top 7. So that's even better. This guy, although he is good, and I'll kind of explain why a little bit later, or even now, but he is good because he is an easy 2-drop, especially if you're playing, you know, Super Saiyan 3, which is kind of the main meta going into set 4. I think Super Saiyan 3 is most likely going to be the I would say one of the top leaders, top 3 at least, in the rock paper scissors meta, which I'm gonna go over in the power creep thing. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that. Anyway, this is a really good guy, so you can evolve with him, draw 2 cards, or evolve with him, and then, you know, have that target, and as well as him, and as well as him, and of course you can evolve on him, but I don't know why would you do that? Anyway. Back to the card. So this guy evolves on a 5. He does have deflect, so you can't Cold Bloodlust or Crusher Ball, which is kind of annoying too, because a Crusher Ball would be perfect for against this card. But what we'd have to do is to Crusher Ball all of the EX Evolves beforehand, right? And that'll buy you another turn. So there you go. That's an option. He does have triple strike, so he is a game finisher. Almost all of these cards in the SR pool are going to be game finishers. That's what they want to do. That's what the direction they want to take it with. And I'm okay with that. I like finishers. I like building up to something where both players have to strategize between, okay, what do I have to play in order to avoid this guy, or what do I have to play leading up to that to defend myself, and then as well as to react properly. I think I like that sort of mindset. But when you play this card, you draw 2 cards. You may not EX evolve for the duration of the turn, but if it does have 40,000 or more, the opponent cannot activate counter during battle when this card is attacking. So not so much counters in the way of well, I was gonna say Mafuba, but still counters in that sort of sense, but still the Crusher Ball is still an option. You know, that is still an option on the EX Evolve targets. If they swing beforehand, which I don't think they're gonna do that with this card, you can still counter it. So hey, there you go. Anyway, so the issue with this card, and the reason why I'm spending so much time talking about this, is because there's a lot of controversy in the triple flash sort of finisher on turn 1, turn 2. So the theory is that with Super Saiyan 3, and you can get, I'm probably wrong about this, I didn't read, there's an article out there, there's people talking, yeah, well, it's whatever. The thing is that you play a Goku, right? And whether it be the 2-drop Goku or whatever, and then you evolve it somehow, which I'm trying to think. So let me see. Oh, here we go. Okay, so basically the thing is, the first thing that you have to do is to awaken. So if you have Super Saiyan 3 Goku and you have a legendary flute, you can do that in a few different ways. Bardock, I've already been testing that as far as Bardock or Super Saiyan 3 apes and 2 Bardocks, or 1 legendary flute and 1 Bardock, and playing the Bardock, taking life, using legendary flute, get him back, draw, you know, playing him back, awaken, restand energy, and then wait for the next turn, which most likely they're not going to do too much on their first turn. But the concept with this is sort of the same thing, is that you use the new 1-drop Trunks in order to awaken, and then right after that you have to play this man on the next turn, and since you're awakened, your life is 4 or less, he is a 5-drop on that. And when you swing with Goku and then draw, you play the, I think this one, no, oh, EX Evolve this guy on top, and then you can either swing or you can play the combination Pan, which gives him 5,000, and then use legendary flute, take it back, draw, and then this sounds ridiculous as I go, and then play her, give him 5,000, EX Evolve on top for the new Goku. He has 40,000 with triple strike with no counter, and most likely with 40,000 they're not going to be able to combo out. So especially if you go against another Super Saiyan 3 Goku player, that might be a kind of an issue, right? They can't counter, they have to combo out. You have a huge hand because of legendary flute, awakening, and as well as just draws in general. So that might be an issue. But the issue with that issue is that it's not always going to be that scenario. The first thing is that, one, you have to have all those cards in hand. Yeah, you're gonna be drawing a lot, but you could be drawing dead. Also, that Goku or this Goku could be in your energy, it could be in your life. This is not consistent. You're not gonna consistently win because of that. However, I will say, I can't say that for sure without playing it. So I personally will have to make a deck and say and try myself. The other thing I didn't mention is Unyielding Trunks. Yeah, you use Unyielding Trunks to untap and then restand energy to EX Evolve twice. There you go. The other thing is that some people probably already know this, and after the first one, either if you're playing Swiss, I mean it's gonna, like, best of 1, it's not gonna matter. They're not gonna be ready for it unless they already did their research. But best of 3, they're gonna be ready for it, right? Whether you're playing yellow, you're gonna be crushing balling the EX Evolve target. Whether you're playing blue, you're gonna be Mafubuing anything that attacks. Whether you're playing black, if you're playing black, you're gonna mill and then remove that target right off the board. And even if you're not playing black, there are so many black cards that you can use to remove, like the new Fu, like the Mass Saiyan, like anything, in order to get rid of that. And yeah, you're gonna have to have some cards in the drop area to warp, but that's just how I feel. I feel like I don't think it's that big of a deal. And the thing is, other than Mecha Frieza and maybe the Veggie Shigesh, every time that a new card comes out, every time that something like a new strategy comes out, people freak out for no reason. And that's not everybody, I get that. There's a number of people there, but on paper, yeah, it looks good. When in actual practice, after 5 or 10 battles, after 3 or 4 rounds, a best of 3, whatever you've been through, whatever I've been through, I think it's gonna play out a little bit differently. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit different. But if it isn't, then that kind of speaks to power creep, and that kind of speaks to non-play testing outside of the actual set, because that is a rumor in which, you know, Bandai only tests in their actual set. So there's 2 sides to this. My side, or my subjective opinion, which is kind of redundant when you think about it, but is that it's not that bad. And if I see this coming or happening, then I deserve it. I absolutely deserve being turn 2, turn 1. On the other side is that if you have triple strike and I get to awaken with 3 more cards in my hand, thank you kindly. I really do appreciate that. So let's go ahead and move on. So this card is one of the cool cards, I would say. I really love it. So this card is a evolve, a regular evolve for 4, 2 red and 2 colorless on a baby. So that includes the promo baby, or yeah, I believe it's a promo baby, the 3-drop, this baby, and the new 1-drop baby. And one thing I did want to talk about real quick is that for this card, this one drop card here, is the wording on it. If you know any better, let me know. But it says choose one battle card under this card, or choose one of your battle cards and place it under this card. And if your leader card is a red machine mutant, choose one baby with the cost of 4 or less, the same character name as the card as you place under this card, and play on top of this card. I can't see it. I want to click on it, but it takes forever. Anyway, so basically you place one battle card underneath and you play a baby on top. The thing is that this baby here are really the only targets as far as that goes. You can play this one too, but I don't know why would you? But the wording is a little bit different because it says choose one of your battle cards. That kind of implies, since it doesn't say from your hand, that you have to use one that's active on the field already, which doesn't really make sense, because if you look at the boo, I do want to say choose one from your hand. Okay, yeah, it says from your hand here, and for I don't think, oh okay, yeah, I was about to say I don't think the other one, I think it's the blue one that does it. Place one card from your hand under this card. Place one card from your hand from under this card. So the issue is that this has to be on the field itself. So I think that the Q&A will come out in which you have to choose one of your battle cards and place it under this card, which doesn't make sense, which means I guess you have to play the card first and then use this from your hand and play on top of that and then proc the effect. I guess. But anyway, so after you do that, you summon this guy, which has double strike, and then you get to draw one card if it's a machine mutant, and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and they lose 20,000, which is all about the archetype for this. And when you do evolve on this, which you can do because that is free, and then you can do it again to kind of board wipe as far as that goes. Once per turn, when this card attacks, or when your opponent plays a battle card, which it does have triple strike by the way, at 30,000, that's just crazy. Leader card is a machine mutant, draw one card and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and loses 20,000 attack power. So if it doesn't say here, but in the ruling, if you're a judge, you know, you should know this, but if it reduces to 0 for any card, it does get KO'd. So you can take down a 40,000 or 30,000 attacker with this combo right here, which is pretty legit in itself. But this effect here, I do love it because you get to draw both on your turn and their turn, and you get to choose one of their cards. And it does have 30,000 attack power, so even if you do swing for 30,000 triple strike, they're either gonna have to counter or combo out, or else they're gonna take a big hit. And when they play a battle card, you automatically draw one, which is just awesome. And when they do play it, it does proc off. So if it is 20,000 or less, then boom, there you go. They just lost their card. It's sort of like Sly for the Sky Dragon, I do believe, in Yu-Gi-Oh. I know not a lot of DBS people are a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't care. So anyway, so pretty cool. This guy is a Saiyan and a Great Ape, so if you do play in a Great Ape deck, I guess you can do that. He gets to restand, so that's pretty legit. And he is a Saiyan, so you can use strategies of Universe 7, which is awesome. So Kefla, finally Kefla. This one, and as well as the promo, are pretty cool. This one is obviously a lot better. It's a 3 red. You are reading that right. So if you're playing, well, okay, I get it. Well, I was gonna say, yeah, you can still play all red veggies and still do pretty good, I feel like, in a Super Saiyan 3 deck. And since it is 3 red, you have to pay that. It does have deflect, so you can't Cold Bloodlust or Crusher Ball it, which would be a perfect target for Crusher Ball, yet again. Dual attack, and every time when this card is played with Unit Patora, or when it attacks, so you get to draw one, and it gains 5,000 when you play it, and then when you attack, you get to draw one again, and then it gets 5,000. So you're looking at a 35,000 body, which is crazy. And you hit 2 cards netted when you do that. I mean, I guess 1 card netted if you play the card, I guess, but whatever, dude. But 35,000 dual attack, which is just crazy, just absolutely crazy. Well, technically 3 cards, and 40,000. So yeah, it is single. Yeah, it can be Mafubad. It can be Gohan Awakening, whatever that counter is called. That KO's an attacking battle card, and it can be easily Weast or something else. But honestly, you're gonna wanna do this, and then remove it the next turn. There you go. I would personally play red yellow for this deck if I'm playing veggies, and I would just use that. So that way I have access to Bad Ring. That way I have access to Crusher Ball. So that way I kind of remove any threats. You can use this girl to take out any kind of threats that are arrested, and not to worry too much and draw out. It's just a really good card. I feel like overall it's a really good card. Now this card I do really quite like. This one is at all costs Vegeta. So this is a 4-drop that really plays into the Soul Striker sort of I guess archetype, deck type, whatever, leader. When you play this card, this is the auto. You draw 1 and you choose 1 of your energy and switches to active. So this is a really long text. I hate when card games get really long text. It's just kind of annoying, but I can see why. So when you play it for 4, right? You draw 1 card and you choose 1. And if you're playing Soul Striker, you can retap for 2. And if you aren't awakened already, this will help you awaken, because you can activate main once per turn at any time, by the way. Just like Boo, choose 2 cards in your life and add it to your hand. This gains 3,000 attack power for the duration of turn for each energy you have. And if you have 5 or more, you can choose 1 of your battle cards and KO it, and then it gains triple strike. This is a very underrated card. Everybody's talking about Hirudegan, everybody's talking about Goku, Kefla, all those other ones. Yes, they are all good, I get it. But this one can end games and make a lot of good plays. Like not only that, it has 3,000 energy for each energy you have. So at the minimum you would have 12,000 energy, right? Because you have to have 4 to play it. And I mean, you KO a card and it has triple strike. The only thing that's susceptible to it is counters, right? And most likely, if you're gonna be playing ramp or whatever you could be playing, it might be a good luck to do it. But it only has 20,000, so there is some other opportunities as far as this card goes. But it does get that boost. So there's some stuff here. There are some Vegeta targets as well to EX Evolve, but I don't know if I would do that. However, it does have the Universe 7 tag, in which helps a lot in not only Universe 7 in general, but also for the tournament power to Vegeta SR. So you can play this the 1 turn, awaken if you need to, and then gain 33,000 or 12,000 really at a minimum. It becomes a 32,000 attacker with triple strike, and you get to KO a card, and you get to retap it energy, and then maybe 2 more if it's Soul Striker. But if you are playing Universe 7, let's say like Goku or Frieza or whatever, you could, well, actually I think you have to play the Red Vegeta or Red Saiyan for the SR tournament power. But if you do swing for this guy, and then right after this, the next turn you play the Red Goku or the Red Vegeta, and then right after that you restand this guy after you attack again. If you need to choose 2 life, you can, and then go for triple strike, 42,000, and then the other card even more for triple strike. So that is a good combo. I feel like that might be one of the next 10-minute shenanigans right there. Anyway, Colossal Malice Hirudegan, getting this beast into battle areas and #1 priority. Okay, thanks. So there's the EX Evolve for 4, 2 blue, 2 colorless, and with energy of 7 or more. So this is the only target for that, I believe, for Hirudegan. But this is the version for Hirudegan that is with that is kind of corresponding to the baby, I suppose. So when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your battle cards or your opponent's battle cards and 1 card from their hand and place them on top of the decks in any order. So you know for sure what they're going to be drawing for one of them, and then it's just annoying just to have 1 of the cards in their hand back to their deck. 1 that is hand denial, which is good, and 2, it is just annoying in general. So I mean, you just have to do that. Now the other part is what makes this kind of busted. Not only that it has barrier, but when your opponent attacks, with one of their cards, and your new card is a Phantom Dragon, which is, I think, the Tapion Hoodagon sort of guy going on. You may see this card and one card from your hand to your warp, and if you do so, negate the attack and then play this card from your warp at the next turn of your main phase. So this guy is a re-entering sort of guy, coming in, always messing up their field in their hand, unless they do something about it, like playing a tutor and reshuffling their deck. That's fine too. I talked about that in the 10-minute shenanigans, I think. Anyway, so when you play this card, choose one of your opponent's cards and their card, and it happens every single time that you get attacked with one of their cards, and your leader card is just in general. I'm gonna reread the whole thing. So when they attack in general, you can choose one card from your hand to your warp, and this card, and then you play it again and do it over and over again. Because it has barrier and 30,000, that is annoying. This is the Piccolo that we didn't really see that got leaked, but this is supposedly good with this one, which I understand. This one summons a 4 or less, I think, Piccolo or Piccolo Jr. This is a 4 or less with barrier, double strike, 20,000. And activate main is that when you have 2 or more battle cards, not so necessarily Namekians, but you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KOs it. So this guy can sit. This guy can sit and just chill out. Kami's Power Piccolo, I didn't say the name, and then just choose one of their opponent's battle cards and KO it each and every time. If it has barrier, well, there you go. Oh well. A pretty good card. I would say it's very simple, very effective, and it really fits the Namekian sort of thing going on, because you do need one. You can have this guy on barrier and then another guy on barrier and just sit there KOing cards every single round until you swing for game, because the Piccolo gains critical when it has 2 Namekians on the field. So pretty cool. Titanic, right? Titanic Ambition Lord Slug. So this guy is an EX Evolve for 2. Not too bad. Kind of costly for EX Evolve, but I can understand why. You place one card from your hand and evolve on a 4 or more. When it has 3 or more of the Slug army, when you play this card, choose up to 3 of their cards in their opponent's hand and drop it into the drop area. I think this is one of going to be the least. It's a very strong card, but I think it's going to be the least played or sought after. But I think it's a good card in general. I don't have much to say about it. Really good for 3 cards. That is wild. Combo Killer Anizla. Alright, whatever. This man, I've been playing him on Untap for a while. If you've been playing me, you know I'm playing him. This guy is one of my favorite cards out of the whole set, other than the Bardock, and as well as maybe, I don't know, let me see, the Vegeta. Yeah, Vegeta and Mira. That's pretty much it. But definitely really good disruption. And people really have to think about when this card is played. So it has barrier, 20,000, double strike for 4 costs, a 2 green, and he has the effect in which once per turn, when your opponent combos, they have to choose one card from their hand. So not only that they have to defend themselves with one card, but they also have to drop one. So they're at a loss of 2 cards on a minimum every time they combo once per turn. So on your turn they do it, and on their turn they do it, on your turn they do it, over and over again, back and forth. So when you have 2 of these guys, that is at least a minimum of 4 cards, which is just wild. I absolutely love it, and this really introduces hand destruction in DBS. I mean, yeah, we have Cell Chain, yeah, we have Android 13, but just in general, this is really good just for hand destruction in general. I love it. I absolutely love it. So the thing that I usually do for this guy, people hate this guy, absolutely hate them. They always swing with the leader after I swing for double strike, especially if they have 3 or less. I love it. And when they do that, they have to combo, and I'm always ready for that, either with super combo or more combo or whatever. It is just so funny when it always happens that way. And then not only they're wasting more cards trying to get rid of this, but they're also wasting more cards trying to combo out. And that, I'm just so ready to make a deck profile on that thing. Anyway, so this guy is the Bardock the Progenitor. Alright, someone can correct me. This is the swap for 2 for free, by the way. A lot of people are missing that fact there. But when you play this card, choose 1 from your life and add it to your hand. I love it that this is a 1-drop SR. Fun fact, this is the first, obviously it says here, first cost, one cost SR. Also fun fact, there is no there are no extra cards that are super rare. Think about that for a second, and we're most likely going to be seeing that in the next 2 sets. Most likely going to be the next set. I think set 6 hasn't been announced, but set 5 has back in October, I think, late October. So hey, that's gonna be interesting to see what it is. So, but this one, really good, especially not only in a Goku lineage deck like the new Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but also the new, or just in general, Yellow didn't really have an issue with Self-Awakening. I think they have a few good options, not only from their leader, but their cards as well. But this is really good. I think this is really good, not only in Apes, but also because you can evolve the Will Iron Bardock, but also in Super Saiyan 3. So if you're playing any kind of yellow, this is a really good 4-of, because you can just play it and then Legendary Flute, come back and then play it again, and now you're awakened. I just love that. I just love that so much. Also, there are a few targets. I think there is a Gohan. Let me see. Yeah, there's a few targets. So there's the Gohan, in which you can swap for 2 and then play a 3. So which is going to be this guy. I wouldn't play that one, but this guy, etc. And then this one who has Barrier, in which you can play 3. I would much rather have this guy. I'm not going to be swinging with him. I mean, he is a evolved target, so hey, you can do that too. And as well as him, in which you can play 1 card from your hand and place it in the drop area, and then play a energy cost of 2. So if you want to feel overwhelmed, you can play him. I would probably go for him. It's just if you're playing swap, this is going to be the better bet. And then this card is just busted. So, well, I haven't really talked about that. So yeah. Anyway, so this one is a must-have in general. I agree. This one is the only one, or one of the only ones other than the Piccolo, that got released or leaked early, or late, I mean. He has Deflect, Triple Strike, Dual Attack, and Auto when you play this card with Swap, which I will see in just a second which one it is. I'll show you. Choose up to 3 of your opponent's battle cards or energy, ignoring Barrier, and then switch him to rest mode. I'm glad it doesn't switch it or send it to drop, but 3 energy is a lot. That is a lot. Like, this is definitely a good pickup in a swap deck, because damn, you can end some games if you get this guy out, because he has Triple Strike, Dual Attack. That is just great. He can't be crushable, can't be cold bloodlusted. I love it. Again, there's not too much to say about this guy other than the target, which is this guy. And the issue with that card is that, well, this card in general, I guess, but the issue with that card and this card is that, just like UI Goku, which is ironically, this is Master in UI Goku, you will see this a mile away. So if you have 4, well, if you get this guy out using him or whatever, or using his auto effect, if something gets KO'd, you can play this without cost. You can see it a mile away, and you can easily either get it Mufuba'd or countered or whatever. I mean, you get to see it, but because you get to see it, you can have those energy ready, or not energy ready, but just things ready for it. And I think even if you are ready for it, it's going to be a strong card, because it does ignore Barrier. It does take away any kind of energy that they readied up, which other than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which is why it's going to be a top deck, it's going to be kind of hard to defend yourself when it comes to that. I think this is going to be a really good card. I think all of them are really good cards, but that is kind of obvious, right? Anyway, Jiren, Universe's Strongest. This guy, I can see the play for it. I played a Jiren deck. If you're watching this, man, I thank you for bothering me, so to educate me. But when it has just Quadruple Strike and Deflect, so you can't go Bloodless or Crusher Ball. When there are 9 or more Universe 11 in your drop area, you reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 6. So one of the plays that you could do is play all Universe 11, get the other Jiren out. If that one gets KO'd, or if you just want to, you can combo out with that Jiren with all of your Universe 11. That's the concept of Pride Troopers and being together, being a team, etc. You get to play this guy for 6, and yeah, it is kind of costly if you have the 9 or more, but you get to play him for 6 and Quadruple Strike, and when it battles, they cannot activate counter or blocker. So that is just game ending. I love it. That is a good finisher right there. This one is I'm indifferent about it. I love it. I love that this is Super Saiyan 3 Trunks now, but is a Xeno Evolve for 5. So you get to play him in active mode, but he does have triple strike, and when it evolves, you draw 1 card, choose one of your energy, switch to active mode, and then choose one of their opponent's battle cards to send it to warp. It has its uses. It does a lot, but for 5 energy, that is just so costly. I don't know. The Demigral comes to mind when it comes to this card, and ironically, the next card is going to be that one too. But it does definitely come to mind. I think that's going to be really cool. I don't know if it's going to be used too much though. Temporal Darkness Demigra. He has a Dark Overrun for 7, so a lot of black cards there. And you choose for 4, or you pay 4. And then when you play this card, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to warp, and then choose up to one of the battle cards in your warp and with the 4 or less and play it. So theoretically, if you're going against yellow or green, you could play a Haru. That is the first thing that I come to mind. But you also could play a number of other cards. There are a lot of black cards that you could play because you're probably going to be running all black, to be honest with you. I mean, in this deck, so that could be a thing. But this is a good card, not only because it is a 30,000 body. I mean, that's just cool in general. But you could do this over and over again because of Demigra's effect getting more into his drop area. It's very useful because you could get 7 more or 4 or 3 more battle cards, or oh my god, 3 more black cards into your drop, and then get 3 more after that using whatever effect. You're going to be doing that anyway. Pay 4 again and then do it again and build your board. I think that's really good. And since there are a number of ones like Trunks Power Overseeing Time with double strike and 20,000, etc., it's a good game ender. This guy is Mira, Curator Absorbed. I love Mira, and I love this card. How practical is it going to be? I don't know, but we're gonna see. We're definitely gonna see. I think this card and a couple other ones, I don't know for sure until the meta plays out. But this guy is a 7-drop Overwhelm for 4 and 1 energy, which is just busted for what he does. He does have Deflect, so you can't be Crusher Balled or Cold Bloodlusted. But let's get the unit for a second. But when this card attacks, this gains 5,000 power for each card in your warp. So the first thing is that this is temporary, because when it says when it attacks, it gains 5,000. So it is anything that you get when you attack is temporary. It doesn't permanently get it, which kind of is a bummer. But at the same time, makes sense. But if you have like 20,000 or so, or 20,000. 20 cards in warp, or 10 cards in warp, whatever it may be, this guy gains 50,000, something ridiculous for this. It's just crazy. And his Union Absorb effect with this one, you have to pay 4 after you overwhelm it, and then get a Toa, and then Union Absorb it into this guy. He gains his effect where you choose 3 of their opponent's cards in hand and send it to warp, and then it gains double strike for the duration of the turn. So other than a counter, which you could run in yellow for Mira, this is a good ender. Like this is not only that you can run 4 of for this guy because he only costs 4 overwhelm, but you could use them for just the swinging and then using battering to make sure it goes through. They're not going to be able to combo out. I almost guarantee you that. And then later in the game, if it doesn't work, you can just use Dark Absorption Mira, and then just get rid of their hand, which is next best thing, and gain double strike. Woo! That is it. All of these are very, very good. I think it is amazing that they came out with awesome cards for each and every color, and giving everybody some support in this set, and not only for the super rares, but just for the commons and uncommons too. Some of the rares are alright too. Anyway, so that is it. I talked a lot. This is gonna be a long video. I'm sorry about that, but let me know what you think. And if you're subscribed, subscribe and let me know in the comments. And the next video are most likely going to be all about the promo cards, so watch out for that. I will see you in that one. Later.